Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today, guys, as always, we have to talk about several topics. Let me remind you, it's August now, and we will be ready every single day. It's going to be a crazy time, full of news, full of stories, full of updates. So remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, be part of the family, send me your comments. Always here to deliver all the news, some big exclusive, just checking on all the stories. So we are here together every single day as always. And today, guys, I want to open this video by mentioning an exclusive Bomba out of nowhere. Zero links in the media, zero stories around, and could be one of the big stories of the summer, because Paris Saint-Germain are in negotiations to sign one of the best talents in Europe at winger position, and it's the 21-year-old Belgian winger from Ajax, Mika Godts, because Paris Saint-Germain are pushing for this deal to happen, and let me tell you, it's an exclusive story, but I can give you much more details on here, because PSG already met with the player. Luis Campos was with the player in Portugal, face-to-face, and what I can tell you is that the player is in love with Paris Saint-Germain project. Mika Godts is more than tempted about Paris Saint-Germain. In love with the project, in love with the vision, how Luis Campos is working behind the scenes to explain the Paris Saint-Germain project, in love with the ambition, obviously, Paris Saint-Germain, back-to-back European champions, and they want one more. So everything is making him excited. So Mika Godts gave his green light to Paris Saint-Germain. Mika Godts is ready to go to PSG. Now, personal terms are not an issue. Deal is going to be agreed on player side if PSG can reach an agreement with Ajax. So now it's on the clubs. Paris Saint-Germain are already in negotiations with Ajax. So there is already a club-to-club exchange. Paris Saint-Germain, according to my information, already sent a proposal to Ajax. Ajax want 60 million euros. PSG are prepared to pay less than this, but there is a conversation, there is a negotiation. It's obviously the start of the conversation, but that's an important news, because PSG want to add one more. And the other news I can give you here on the channel is that after sorting some details, the exclusive story 2 days ago, 8 a.m. in the morning, was Magnus Cluj to PSG, breakthrough in negotiation. The deal is happening, 50 million euros. Few details to resolve, and then it's here we go. And now those details have been resolved. We can consider Magnus Cluj as a new Paris Saint-Germain player. On this channel, we didn't fall for the story, and we saw many reporting in England. Some people should explain what happened, but many people said in England that Liverpool were negotiating for Magnus Cluj. Cluj had always very clear that he wanted to go to Paris Saint-Germain. So Liverpool were never involved in this story, not at all. So let me clarify one thing. Liverpool have never been mentioned for Magnus Cluj, and Magnus Cluj is going to be a Paris Saint-Germain player. 50 million euros. Everything resolved on player side. Cluj is not in Paris today, was not in Paris yesterday. Someone said he's arriving for medical in Paris. No, Cluj will spend the weekend with his family on holiday, and then will travel next week to Paris for medical test and contract signing, 5-year contract. So PSG are going very strong on these two names. And then, don't forget, let me mention here, don't forget Ferran Torres. Don't forget Ferran Torres, because Paris Saint-Germain remain still informed on Ferran. Paris Saint-Germain remain in contact with the agents of Ferran Torres. So Barcelona don't want to sell the player this summer. But obviously, it's also on Ferran to decide. And if Ferran tells Barcelona, I want to go to Paris Saint-Germain, in that case, could be a different story. So we have to be attentive to the Ferran Torres situation as well. So Paris Saint-Germain going very strong. You could say, why so many names? First, Cangelli, Atletico Madrid, Cluj in. Second, Gonzalo Ramos, AC Milan, and the target is Ferran Torres. Third, it's also the situation of Bradley Barcola, because Bradley Barcola is a top target for Liverpool, and Paris Saint-Germain are working on the Mika Godts deal. Then, for Ferran, we have to understand if the deal can happen or not, depending also on Barcelona. But Paris Saint-Germain are working on several files up front, also because Bradley Barcola is subject to strong interest from Liverpool. Liverpool want to bid for Barcola. Liverpool want to go for Barcola. Liverpool are talking to PSG, as I told you. Liverpool are talking with the agents of the player. Personal terms are not an issue. Barcola will not sign a new contract at Paris Saint-Germain, so Liverpool are more than ready to enter into this conversation. Then, as I always told you, it's been an exclusive Bomba of the summer, Barcola Liverpool here. April, May, June, July, every day telling you Barcola, Liverpool, Barcola, Liverpool, Barcola, Liverpool. Now everyone is on the story, but now it's going to be important to understand the next steps, so the official bid, and also the financial side, because Liverpool are not paying 170 million euros. I can tell you this. So they need to find reasonable pricing. The conversation will continue. Liverpool are talking to Paris Saint-Germain, so patience. I think there will be no breakthrough this weekend, so you can relax, Liverpool fans. From next week, we will see how the conversations will continue, but for sure, Liverpool keep working on Barcola. And so, all these indications are very, very important. Then, guys, let me mention something more also on Manchester United. Many questions on Lewis Hall and Manchester United. I already told you this, I think it was June, and I stand by my information. Man United really appreciate Lewis Hall. Man United consider Lewis Hall as an ideal player they would like to add to their squad. So Lewis Hall is in Manchester United list for sure, and is a player internally approved at Manchester United. But my understanding is that Newcastle will make their life complicated. Newcastle don't want to sell Lewis Hall. Newcastle already made big money this summer. Tonali, Gordon, Bruno Guimaraes, last video, is expected to join Arsenal this summer. We have to wait for the club-to-club agreement, but the deal is moving in that direction. Bruno wants to go to Arsenal. So Newcastle want to keep Lewis Hall, and Newcastle don't want to sell the player. That's the indication, that's the message. Then, if you ask me, may United consider him a top target? Yes. May United are having some contacts to understand the situation of Lewis Hall? Yes, for sure. But then there is Newcastle. And so before saying that United are going to try all in, we have to understand the Newcastle stance and Newcastle position. So it's going to be a story to follow for sure, because Man United are not done on the market. That's clear. They did their stuff in June, in July, but they're not done on the market. And now we are in August. Then, just a quick one, guys. Yan Diomande. I keep receiving many questions. I'll stand by my information. I know another top journalist like Romain Molina, one of the best journalists in the world, is reporting about the stuff of Yan Diomande in terms of transfer as well, that everything is agreed with Real Madrid, and it's the reality, guys. The deal has been agreed verbally for now almost 1 week. So, all very relaxed, just waiting for Leipzig green light to travel and complete his medical test at Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are being patient, obviously waiting for the formal steps, but this is the direction for Yan Diomande. I will tell you absolutely everything at the right time. Don't worry. On this, guys, and much more, I will keep you posted. Big stories as every single day, at every single time. In Italy, while I'm recording this video, 3:36 a.m. in the night. So it's going to be crazy, guys. Get ready for this August together. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you very soon. Thanks a lot.